I'm about to get controversial. More controversial than saying that I don't like potatoes. I don't like the green bean casserole. I think it's too heavy. I don't like the sauce. I don't like the cream of whatever soup that people put in it. I just feel like it's wrong. I feel like the only reason people eat it is because they want the French fried onions that are served on top of it. And I have a secret for you. They sell those in the grocery store, I think year round. So if you want to just buy those and snack on them instead of chips, you don't have to eat the green bean casserole with the gravy and the thick heavy sauce. So you're probably thinking, are you just here to complain about green bean casserole? No, I'm here because I make something else that is not the green bean casserole. I don't even eat or serve green beans at Thanksgiving. We don't do that. We do Brussels sprouts instead. So I have this Brussels sprout salad. And it's more like a coleslaw than like a traditional salad. I think, here's the thing about salad. It makes me mad when I'm trying to eat it and I can't stab the lettuce with my fork. So I like this because I can scoop this instead of stab this. And I like the integrity of the Brussels sprouts because here's the thing about a salad at Thanksgiving. If you dress your salad too early, your lettuce starts to wilt. Brussels sprouts are really sturdy. You can dress your Brussels sprouts early and then serve them and they're still gonna be edible because you don't wanna serve really like wilted lettuce salad at your Thanksgiving table. So I have my Brussels sprouts shredded. I buy them whole at the grocery store and then I cut the stem part off. I cut them in half and then I slice them fairly thin from the top toward the stem or where the stem was. You could use a mandolin if you're brave, if you have one. I just use a knife because I think it's quicker. I have shredded my Brussels sprouts, so I'm ready for the next step. Let me actually talk you through the ingredients for our dressing. You could put walnuts, pecans, pomegranates in here. Like if you go to the store and you buy a whole pomegranate and you whack the seed parts. I don't even know what you call those. But the part you eat of the pomegranate, you whack those out, or you could just buy the ones that are already done and they're in juice. Drain the juice out and put them in here. That's really good. I'm gonna be using my cranberry relish in it because I think that's gonna give us a nice bite, but it's not gonna have the great big seeds that the pomegranates do. So we have shredded Brussels sprouts, we have cranberry relish. Next is the dressing. Now here's the thing that I'm gonna say about this Brussels sprout slaw salad thing. I'm not gonna be dressing this whole thing right here, right now, because we're not going to be eating all of this right here, right now today. But I'm gonna keep this in the refrigerator, just like this, dry, clean, shredded, so it's ready to go. But I'm not going to dress it yet. You can dress this early and let it sit, you know, for a couple of hours. I would not let it sit for a couple of days because it's gonna start to get a little stanky. But I am gonna make my dressing and store my dressing in the refrigerator separate so that when I'm ready to eat this, I can dress it and eat it, if that makes sense. So onto the dressing. I'll actually move the camera for this and I'll just make the dressing so you can see. Okay, for our ingredients for our dressing, I have my little tub here because this is just what I'm gonna make it in because this is what I'm gonna store it in. You can make it in a bowl or a gravy boat or whatever if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna make it in this. So I have olive oil, I have red wine vinegar, I have mayonnaise, I have Dijon mustard, and I have pomegranate molasses. Now, I made this myself a long time ago because I was listening to Bobby Flay and he was talking about pomegranate molasses and how it's a great addition to salad dressings, and he's like, you can buy it everywhere. This was years ago. I couldn't find it anywhere and I Googled it and it was like, hey, all you have to do is boil down pomegranate juice and you've got it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I want to demonstrate to you how thick it is. It's not like a balsamic reduction. So there's a little bit in the tub. You can see the viscosity of it. It's thin enough that it's gonna actually mix into this dressing easily, but it's thick enough that it will leave a little coating on the spoon. And this stuff is not just good for salad dressings. You can also use it for, got it all over my hands now. You can also use it for cocktails. It's really good in cocktails too. So let me wash my hands and we'll get started. I'm gonna start with the olive oil, and I'm gonna do a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. We don't need a whole lot of dressing because it is going to be a thinner dressing, and it's gonna coat our slaw. So I'm not too concerned about making a ton of it, and you can always make more. So I've got red wine vinegar. I'm gonna do the same amount of red wine vinegar, 2. Next up is my Dijon mustard. Give it a good shake, and I'm gonna do 1 of these, 1 spoonful, 1 tablespoonful. And I wanna show you that our mustard really helps that oil and vinegar emulsify. Next I have mayonnaise. This is gonna give us a little bit of body to our dressing. I've got a clean spoon. I'm gonna do 1 slightly heaping tablespoon in there for now. We can add more if we need to. And then before I mix that, I'm gonna add 1 spoonful of my pomegranate molasses. So then I will try to mix this up, but I may need to get a whisk. I got a whisk to kind of help get rid of those lumps of mayonnaise that are still in there. And just like that, they are completely gone. Now, it needs salt and pepper, I'm sure, so I'm gonna add some fresh ground pepper. And I think Brussels sprouts really need it. So I'm not gonna be shy. And we can stir this with our spoon. And I'm gonna give it a little taste. The mustard is a little strong, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna add a little bit more mayonnaise. Just like half a spoonful. Do this to your taste. Do it how you like it. And I'm gonna add another spoonful of olive oil. All right, so there's our dressing. It's not pretty, but it is pretty tasty. So now I'm gonna go ahead and make myself an individual bowl of salad, because like I said, I'm not gonna add all of this into here because this will just get really sweaty in the refrigerator and it'll start to break down. And if you leave slaw too long, you know what happens to it. That'll happen to this. That's not what I want to happen to this. I want those Brussels sprouts to retain some of that integrity. So I will just dress it as I eat it. If I was gonna make a big bowl of this to serve at Thanksgiving, I would dress it all now and then serve it at the table in a couple of hours, because it will give it some time to kind of meld together. You can mix it and then eat it right away, which is what I'm gonna do right now. But since I'm not gonna be eating the whole thing of Brussels sprouts right now, I'm not gonna mix it all together, if that makes sense. So let me get a little bowl. Okay, I have my Brussels sprouts and I have my cranberry relish. You guys watched me make this in my cranberry video, and I'm just gonna add a little spoonful to this and I'm gonna mix it up. I don't have pomegranates, which is why I'm doing this. I think that the cranberry gives it a good brightness. That's what the pomegranates would do. The pomegranates, if you have them, would be like a redundancy of flavor with this pomegranate molasses. It's not gonna taste the same, but it's going to reinforce that flavor of pomegranate in here. So there's my cranberry mixed up, and I'm going to add like a little drizzle, not a big spoonful, but I am gonna add a drizzle of this dressing to that, and I'm gonna stir it completely and let it sit for about 5 minutes before I eat it, because you just want the dressing, the vinegar in the dressing, to start breaking down the Brussels sprouts, because right now they're pretty tough. That dressing will make them much easier to eat. So here's what my salad looks like now, but I'll be back and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm ready to eat it in about 5 minutes. Let's clean up the kitchen in the meantime. Okay, Here's my salad now. It doesn't look much different, but I'm ready to eat it. I can't wait any longer. I'm hungry and it smells good, which is weird to say about Brussels sprouts, but the cranberry helps a lot. It could probably stand to sit a little bit longer, to be quite honest with you, but I really like how fresh and refreshing this is. A lot of Thanksgiving food can be so heavy, and I don't think it has to be, and you don't have to have a lot of heavy gravies and sauces and creamy, I don't know, canned goo put on your vegetables to make them taste good. If you really want something crunchy, just eat those French fried onions. That's what we want anyway. But this is a nice alternative. If you don't want to make a Brussels sprout salad, you could roast Brussels sprouts. You could roast squash. You could do something with like broccoli. You could do a kale salad. That would be really good. Like a kale Caesar salad could be really yummy. But I wanted to be honest with you and not tell you that I don't like the green bean casserole. You're not gonna catch me eating it, and you'll probably never hear me ask for it. I keep thinking, oh, maybe if we did this, it would taste better. We've tried just about everything. We've tried making it with like fresh green beans, and we've tried making our own sauce to put on it, and it's just not good. To me, I don't like it. You can like it, that's fine. If you like it, I'm happy for you, I am. But I don't like it. So I wanted to find an alternative. And if you don't like it, I'm with you. Try something else, or don't serve something green at your Thanksgiving table. Do you have to? Like, you could do collard greens, you could do roasted Brussels sprouts, you could do pan-seared Brussels sprouts with bacon. You could use that pomegranate molasses on those, and that would be really good. But I wanted to tell you there are other things that you can make and eat for Thanksgiving instead of the green bean casserole. Okay, I'm done. So that's all. You guys will see me in another VlogsGiving video tomorrow. Bye.